Pennsylvania lawmaker to introduce bill requiring 4-day work week for large businesses. Let's get into it. Pittsburgh, a Pennsylvania lawmaker is proposing a bill that would shorten the work week for employees from 5 days to only 4 days. Representative Ronnie Green says her legislation would require businesses with more than 500 employees to cut their work hours from 40 hours to 32 hours without reducing pay. It would exclude small or medium-sized businesses. Multiple studies in the U.S. have shown that 4-day work weeks improve work and performance and have less stress. I like this. So you're doing 4 days. You're working only 8 hours a day, each day. You get 3 days off. I'm not sure about the other benefits. I'm sure there are going to be some other benefits. So when they're saying when they're saying these larger businesses, they're talking about like your Amazons, your UPSs, maybe your tech people, whatever has 500 or more employees, your Wall Street kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But they're talking about people who have organizations that have a lot of employees. We're not talking about mom and pops, whatever, or maybe you got 100 employees, 500 or more, okay, or more. So this is something that I am definitely for, okay, because you will have people be like, okay, well, we could do that. I mean, you'll have 32 hours and you're only going to get paid for 32 hours. What? You know what I mean? Without giving people a higher wage. This is something that also gets me when people say like, oh man, people just don't want to work. People don't want to work. People don't mind working, but there's no real benefit or incentive to working. Now you may say, Alex, what do you mean? You get a roof over your head? Barely. When you got rents $1,500 and you're only giving $20 an hour, and then I got to travel and spend $80, $60, $40 a week to get to wherever I gotta go, that cuts into this. You know what I mean? And then if I get sick, you have your little PTO. I mean, you don't even have any real sick time. There's no time for sick time. Oh, well, you gotta use your own time. Well, if I'm working 10-hour shifts or 8-hour shifts, whatever, and I only get 2 days off, and I get sick on a Monday and I'm not off until the end of Friday, well, what time am I going to use? If I only get 4 days out of the entire year, an entire year only get 4 days off. Well, what am I supposed to do with that? Even if an entire year you only get 11 days off, an entire year. So you got to only get sick on Friday night and then hopefully it gets away Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday you're good. That's how it's going to work for everybody. No, of course it's not how it's going to work for everybody. These companies are not giving you any real benefits. They're not giving you a high enough pay to match the inflation this artificial inflation that we have, to match not providing health care for you. Some don't provide health care. And even if they do, you're still not paying people enough. You're still not giving people enough time off. We don't have holiday in the U.S. That would be your own personal job. Maybe give you 4 days, 8 days out of the entire year. Meanwhile, you have countries who are comparable to ours who have 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks of holiday, federally mandated holiday. So that's the thing. You have people who they're looking at all this and they're like, yo, there's really no point in me working. I mean, yeah, I got to work and do all this, but there's no point in me having a loyalty to a company. But when you start doing this kind of stuff, you make the employees' lives better. Okay. So like, for example, I wrote down some benefits. You could still have your 24-hour operation while giving people 4 days a week to work and 3 days off. It works. Okay. I work for a company that for my job, whatever, I have 4 days that I work. I'm off 3 days. And yes, you have that one day. That's your overlap day. It's usually like a Wednesday when everybody and their mama's there because that's your overlap day. Okay. And it works out fine. Okay. You have the less hours. So yes, you have 8 hours instead of having to do a 10-hour shift. Okay. I work 10 hours. I'm tired after 7. Okay. My mood is completely down after 7. I get fidgety and now I'm getting annoyed. After everything else, it's one thing if you have 1 more hour, but it's another thing if you got 3 more hours. And then you get the same pay. So now people are going to feel a little better because now they have gotten the pay raise, essentially is what that is. Because now for the additional 8 hours that they otherwise would be there, now they have a whole nother day to relax at their house, Now they have a whole nother day to, just chill out. If I was able to work only 32 hours, we get my same exact pay. That is now a pay raise. You know what I mean? Because then those are extra 2 hours that you could be doing something else, like, I don't know, making a video. Okay. People are happier. Yes. I am so much happier. I was looking at jobs and they're like, oh, Monday through Friday. And I'm like, oh, we ain't doing that. Okay. Because that means I only get 2 days off, and I don't want to have 2 days off. I like my 3 days off, because I could do what I gotta do. Like on the first day that I'm off, I go to the grocery store, I clean up the house a little bit, just cleaned up my bathroom, dishes and stuff like that. I do my juicing, so I get to juice, fill up my tank and all that. So I do all that on my first day. And then my other 2 days, I get to chill out, maybe edit a video, record some videos, but I get to just chill out, relax, whatever. And especially if we go into vacation time, for example, especially if you have like a 32-hour instead of 40, but whatever, even if you do have the 40, now you could play around with it and have your 3 days, as opposed to, I did the math. I'm like, okay, if I go on vacation, let's say I have to work 5 days out of the week, I'm going to be having to use an additional vacation day when I could just use one less, because now I have 3 days off. And also it's nice so you could do like little weekend things, and now you don't have to worry about like, oh man, now I gotta do this, now I gotta do that. You ain't gotta worry about that. Okay. So yeah, you also get more opportunities for overtime. Okay. Because now you have your 3 days off. You know what? I'll pick up that 8-hour shift. I'll pick up that next shift that day. And then you have your 2 days off like it is before, but now you're making money, more money on this day. Okay. Now this is your time and a half. That's what that would be. All right. You're also spending less money. Okay. Because let's say you're working your 32 hours, whatever, you're only working 4 days. Now you're not paying that 5th day for tolls, which I have to pay for every day. Okay. You're not paying for extra gas, and you're also saving time. Okay. You're also, if you have like a baby or whatever, instead of having a babysitter watch the kid that day, you're already home. Now you can watch your kid for that day. You know what I mean? But it's also time. Now you're not having to get up an additional day. There's so many benefits to this. I hope it would pass, but America be doing what America does. Okay. But I do hope this passes, because this is something that is very much beneficial, and many people want this so much, desperately. Hey, I greatly appreciate if you could support me. Simply go to ebay.com. In the search bar, type in Latrice Limited, click on shops, and then support me. I have a wide variety of items on there, many of my own personal Latrice Limited items, such as candles, bath bombs, soaps, essential oil blends, lingerie, robes, so much stuff. I even have men's ties and comic books on there. Definitely support me, and do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.